class. Alright, so today for cooking class, I've got something that I'm going to try that I've never tried before. Which, you know, either turns out really good, or doesn't turn out very well at all. But, you know, there's only one way to find out, so I'm going to try it. What it is, it's going to be a cream cheese. So you need cream cheese and you need sour cream, but it's definitely going to be creamy. But I'm going to make a cream cheese Instapot, basically in one of these brulee dishes. So it's going to be a cheesecake inside of here with a strawberry compote to put on top. So I've got all the ingredients that I need. I've got sugar. Got ourselves some vanilla extract. Okay, so we got the sour cream and the cream cheese. We're gonna need the graham crackers for the bottom of the for the crust, which goes in the bottom of the ramekin. I'm gonna actually have to find a new spot for this guy. All right. So first things first, what we need to do is we need to get started on this crust. So the crust, all it is it's a little bit of sugar. So it's 1 tablespoon of granulated cane sugar. So it's just 1 tablespoon of this. It says 3 sheets, 3 to 4 sheets. It actually says 4. So a sheet is just one of these. So this whole thing's a thing of a gram, but each one of these is considered a sheet. So what it says to do is, and this is the fun part, it also says it needs to be melted butter. So I've got my butter here. Have it here. Well, we're not going to be able to see it there anyway, so we'll have it here, and then I'm going to turn it on a little bit, like halfway through, and get a nice kind of melt on it. Again, we don't want to burn the butter. Alright. I love graham crackers. Give me a good excuse to buy some. So what it says is to take these, and you can either use a hand mixer and kind of break them down, things like that. But the fun one is so I'm going to get 4 of these. And hopefully, it'll pop right out. Yep, so that's 4 sleeves right there. That's what they call it. So I'll put this in here. And it says just take your rolling pin and just smash it up. It ain't quite work. I'll make sure I'm checking on my butter. That gets out of hand, and everything gets out of hand. Got all the right tools. Too many of them. Alright, so butter's starting to look good. And then sugar is the other thing that goes in here. So I'm gonna probably put the butter in first. And then once I have the butter in there, then what I'll start to do is I'll start to incorporate all the other ones. And this is basically, you're just gonna mix it really well together so that it kind of sticks together. And then what you're gonna want to do is just push it down to the bottom of the ramekin. And again, these are ramekins. So I've got 4 of them. Don't really need the rolling pin anymore. I put this away real fast. Check on the butter. Pretty close to being melted. All the way. Okay, so the ramekins, basically, you're going to make a mixture. We're going to put this in here with the butter and the sugar, and we're just going to mix it together. And as we're mixing it, what we're going to do then is just kind of plan just the very bottom of this. We just want to fill up the bottom of each one with a little bit of this mixture. Gotta check to make sure, so it did say 1 tablespoon. Yeah. Looks like our butter's pretty much done. Nice and melted. And I did that on about 5.5. But it keeps it to a place where, again, it doesn't get burned. So now we're going to want to transfer this pretty fast. I want to get as much butter out of there as possible. There's that. Add in our graham cracker mix. And then 1 tablespoon, so a big one, of sugar. So 1 tablespoon, the big guy. Okay. I've got that. I think I might need the sugar again for flavor. Now what we want to do is we want to mix. We want to mix this fun stuff up. And really get it incorporated together. It smells really good. How can you go wrong with butter and graham crackers and sugar? It'll be tough. Alright, so I'm going to get my ramekins lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're just going to evenly scoop in layers of this. So each one will get 1 for each passing until we're out. Now the recipe actually calls for smaller ramekins than the ones I have here. Because the smaller ones fit easier into the Instapot. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 2 at a time, since they need to cool off anyway. And that should kind of give us the ratios that we need. Sure. Yeah, this needs a lot more. 4 sheets, they said. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some more. That's just the way it is. We'll do 2 more. It's probably just because of the ramekin size. Now I will need more butter. And then we'll do 1/2 tablespoon of sugar, which should equal out very well. Okay. But there. When you're making food, mistakes happen. I don't mind them so much. Some people don't make mistakes at all. But me, I'm like, yeah, you don't learn if you don't make mistakes. So we get a bit more butter here. This shouldn't take very long to cook at all. Again, we'll do it on about 5.5. And get this to melt. But what we can do while we wait is we can start adding our mixture to here. So for that, what we need is 8 ounces of cream cheese. Got the cream cheese right here. We need sugar, 1/4 of a cup, 1/4 of a cup of sour cream, a large egg, which we have, and pure vanilla extract. Excellent. We have everything we need. Now, right now this is in the lock position. So to unlock it, you just flip that, and this thing can come up. And then what you can do is you can take out what you need to take out of here. And the first thing it says to put in is the cream cheese and the sugar. It says to beat that till it's nice and smooth. A bit of stuff fell in there. So we want this full thing of cream cheese, which is awesome. Let me make sure. Cream cheese, yep. Alright. And this is 8 ounces. 8 ounces of cream cheese. Whole thing in there. Like that. Alright, let's come back over here. Looks like our butter's melted. Again, we add that butter in. We want to get as much out as possible. There we go. Don't need this guy anymore. Again, you could even just crunch these by hand. That's what I did with these ones, depending on how big a thing you want. And I'm spilling everywhere. This is for the ends. Because I love graham crackers. And I said 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, 1/2 tablespoon. So I'm just going to go with a tablespoon. I mean a teaspoon. There we go. Alright, let's mix this in. A bit chunkier this time, but I don't mind. A little variation. Okay. Let's fill up the rest of these. There we go. Sorry about the not talking, just making sure. Okay, so these are good. The ramekins are now good. We're going to put these over here. So we've got our cream cheese in there. Again, sorry about the silence. Just trying to make sure. Then what we need, we need 1/4 of a cup of sugar. So we're going to look for this here. There we go, 1/4 of a cup. We're going to put that right in there with the cream cheese. Already sounds wonderful. Okay, then we're going to put this on here. You want it to lock into place like that. Again, lock this into place just so it doesn't bounce up. Then you're going to start it on the lowest cycle. So that's just the furthest one away from you. Yep, and then we're just going to beat this till it's nice and smooth. Then we want to make sure that we have our next directions ready to go. So we got cream cheese, the sugar, so what's next? So then we're going to beat the cream cheese and sugar on slow speed until smooth. And then next we add the egg. I don't know, it's looking pretty smooth to me. Then we're going to turn it off. Open it up. Throw it on back. Crack the egg. Hope that no shell falls in here. Of course, a little piece done. Alright, I gotta wash my hands. Remember cross-contamination, food safety. Alright, best way to get an eggshell out of something? Just grab a spoon. You'll find it. And they got it. There we go. Wash my hands again. Anytime you get any egg on your hands at all, you need to make sure you wash your hands. Whew. Okay, and then it says once the egg's in there, again we want to just continue on a low speed. So lock it and low speed. Just to incorporate the egg. Okay, next up is to add the sour cream and the half a teaspoon. One thing I should do is make sure that I'm pushing things away from the side and keeping everything in the middle. Because you don't want everything going up the side of this. Otherwise it doesn't incorporate all the way. Yep. Need something. That'll work. Alright, and then next it says we're going to add our sour cream. And our vanilla. And I did get these, and they are dairy free, so this is actually a dairy free cheesecake. Which I know doesn't sound right, but that's what it is. So we're going to turn it off, open it up, and I wanna love. There's that. And then we want to add our vanilla. There we go. So far we're pretty good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to let this ramble on again. Lock it. And make sure that things aren't sticking to the side. I've got a bunch of stuff here. Man, I don't know what you guys think you're doing. So we're going to get this thing cranked up. Alright, let me make sure we got everything. You got the cream cheese in there, yes. You got the sugar. Alright. The way it whips. It looks like it's pretty good now, so we're going to tune it down. Prop this up. Look. Also have a taste. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. Yeah, the tartness comes through after a bit. Okay, now what we got to do is ladle this into here. We want it to be as even as possible, so I'm going to kind of mix this up a little bit more. And again, we're just going to go kind of one at a time. There's one here. Bring all these way closer there. One here. One here. Oh, this one didn't do very much at all. We got to make sure these are even. Otherwise, somebody will be disappointed. Yeah, we really want to get all of this. I didn't realize. Maybe I should have made more. Should have got more cream cheese. Okay, now we're going to want to let these set up. And then knock everything over to the side. There we go. That's looking good. And with you, over to the side. And with you, this one got a lot. So this one will be Melanie's. this one for you. Okay. Now the next thing. I'm going to have to pause this real fast. But the next thing is good. So, give it just a bit. I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so the fun part is right now we've got ourselves our Instapot. Yes, Instapot. And I've got 2 of my ramekins here ready to go. I got foil on them and everything. First things first though, it's kind of like a boiling process. What we're going to do is we're going to take 1.5 cups of water. That's 1.5 cups right there. And you pour that into here. Alright, then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put it in here. And take my 2 ramekins and put those on top of there. Now, like I said, mine are a little bit bigger. Hopefully I can get them to fit. That's going to have to work. And then what we do is we put the lid on there. Okay, and then what they say to do here, I want to make sure I get this part right. So pressure cook. And start right there. Okay, so what's going to happen is it's going to fill up with pressure. And then what I'll have to do is I'll need to take out the ramekins, and I'm going to set them here actually. I'm going to set them here, and I'll put the sugar and stuff away. But what we're going to do is we're going to set them there to cool off. So this last part, this will be the last part of this part of the class. But you'll take them out, you'll set them here to cool till they get to about room temperature. And then after that, what you're going to do is you're going to want to take them, put saran wrap over the top, and put them in the fridge for 5 to 6 hours. So you've got the basics of everything that you need to make this part. So just graham crackers, you need sour cream, you need some cream cheese, some sugar, but that's pretty much it. There's not a ton, and butter. There's not a ton that actually goes into this one. So anyway, so this will go for until what will happen is it'll build up, it'll say 6 minutes, and then the thing will drop. Once that drops, I can release the pressure, and then I can take these out and have them cool down here. And then I'll put my other 2 in with the same foil, and then we'll be done. And then for our next class, I'm going to show you, I'm going to make something else to put on top of this. Okay, so I'll see you in just a bit for our next class. Alright.